In our research, we focus on trying to detect small remnants of cancer. We do that by examining blood. We'll analyze what we call cell-free DNA, which are free-floating DNA fragments that aren't within cells. And by doing deep analyses of these using genomics, we can detect what we call circulating tumor DNA. We can detect minimal residual disease, which is the small remnants of cancer that may be left over.
So this is an incredibly novel idea. Could only be done at a place like Siteman. What do we do when we have removed a cancer, but one patient gets a recurrence, and the other patient never has a recurrence? How do we tell the difference?
Our goal is personalized medicine and making it so that in the future we can do these sort of analyses in the clinic to determine whether a patient is cured or not. And if they're not cured, maybe we can give some more treatment to get them cured. First clinical year of medical school, I learned about radiation oncology. It was an exciting field. It was a field with a lot of technology, and it was a field that lets you treat cancer. And right around that time, my dad unfortunately was diagnosed with high-risk prostate cancer. I realized that radiation oncology was a specialty that could be used to treat him, and that got me captivated further by the field and made me really want to immerse myself in it. I think what really sets Siteman apart is really how easy it is to collaborate with people across the institution, and also how willing patients are to be a part of the research mission.
The funds that each of you help us create every year is carefully invested in new ideas, in new strategy, in ways to better treat cancer patients.
A lot of what we do is possible only with the support of donors. And I think what sets those projects apart is that this research is supported by someone in the St. Louis area who is directly invested in this question. It makes you that much more motivated. Going forward, beyond publishing papers and presenting the work, our goal is to really take this work and get it back into patients. We have projects in bladder cancer, we have projects in melanoma, prostate cancer, pancreatic cancer, in lung cancer. We have another project in head and neck cancer. And I want some of the findings that we're developing to really make their way back to patients and really improve clinical outcomes in a very positive way.
On behalf of all of the investigators and on behalf of all of the patients we care for, thank you for your support.
We wouldn't be here today, and we wouldn't have the resources and the opportunities that we have if it wasn't for the gifts and blessings that God has given us.
Our needs are met, and our hearts are full, and our next chapter is Give It Away. Our focus is healthcare, medical research,
Education.
You know, those are our top goals.
My dad taught me to try and leave it better than you found it. My mom taught me to always say thank you. That's part of why we're doing what we're doing. Part of this is a thank you to those that have helped us, Barnes Jewish Hospital being a big part of that. We have had multiple very good role models that have shared with us how they have given back. One of the most important of those is Ted and Pat Jones. I think the thing that he gave us all the most was the spirit of sharing and giving back. Pat would always talk about giving things away. And she said, I have found through my life, if you truly love something, give it away so somebody else can love it too, and it will go on forever.
What we've tried to do is bring our children along to raise them in a way that they know generosity and they want to be a part of their communities.
We were at our kids' auction at their school. One of the youth ministers was doing a project building homes. And Sheila said, "How much for the whole house?" She said, "I'm thinking about we take our kids and 2 or 3 other families and we go down and we build this house." It was such a blessing to our family. What we're trying to do is continue to do things like that where we can make a difference in this world. Our first involvement with Illumination goes back to when Jim Weddle, as managing partner, was the lead ambassador. It's just a wonderful event that does wonderful things in the fight against cancer.
It's really fun to give back, to be involved and feel like I can make a difference. Trying to figure out a world without cancer. I'm a 2-time survivor. In the last several years, the medical research has really hit home for us. I'm living proof that medical research works. We've been blessed to fund transplant research. They're trying to find ways to be able to save more livers.
We are treating and curing certain cancers today that we wouldn't have 10 years ago if we had not had seed money and innovation. We're going to have a world without cancer. We just have to stay after it and help perpetuate the kind of leadership and learning that Barnes Jewish is doing today.
welcome our special guest host, Colin Jost.
How's it going? How's it going, everyone? Everyone enjoying their dinner? Are you guys jealous that I have the square beyond compare and that you guys only have some kind of filet mignon or something? I will say this is a square that is beyond any comparison to anything I have seen. It's really quite something. I love, by the way, I like that in general in society we've moved past like racial caricatures, except for the front of every pizza box. Where it's like, hey, you like a spicy pizza? I'm gonna set it under the arch. Like a little troll, but under the arch. I like that you can't do a racial caricature except any white ethnicity, then it's fine. You could be like, hey, want to see my impression of a Romanian guy? Goo-goo-goo-goo-goo. And that's somehow no one cares. Maybe like the Romanian Defamation League would issue a statement that's like, I don't know, goo-goo-goo-goo-goo or something, whatever. I'm going to leave this here, but if anyone needs a slice, feel free to come up and try to tear it apart into slices. I also just want to, I can't pass up the fact that there was just a speaker before dinner whose name was Dick Miles. Can we just at least acknowledge that for 1 second and give him a round of applause? Oh my God. I was supposed to skip right past that? Dick Miles, are you kidding me? That's like what we all wish was what our credit cards earned us. I was able to rack up 10,000 Dick Miles. I traded it in for 4 more inches, you know. Oh, good, you've been drinking. Great. I also want to welcome now that we've added people who are now virtually viewing this event. I thought this was the right time to add you in. Thank you for joining us from around St. Louis, from all over the country. You are all part of this incredible experience now, and you are all helping to raise funds for this incredible research that's happening at Siteman Cancer Center. So thank you all who are watching at home. A round of applause for everyone who's at home. I don't know where I'm waving, but somewhere back there maybe. It's funny now, as I do my caricatures here, Italians and Romanians, it's funny, people now, everyone's like worried about being canceled. You know, it's so funny. Everyone's always like, nowadays you say one word, you get canceled. You say one word can get you canceled. I'm like, what word are you thinking of? It just seems like there's one specific word you're thinking of when you say that. I think we all know what one word you're thinking of. Everyone, say it with me. All right, you passed the test. I went to an airport the other day, not to brag, but I've been to an airport, and I was coming back from another flight, and I walked past a Spirit Airlines flight, not Spirit of St. Louis, Spirit Airlines, the other one. Spirit Airlines flight that was boarding, and it was the most chaos I had ever seen at a gate of someone flying. It honestly, it looked like people were trying to flee Afghanistan. I've never seen anything like this Spirit Airlines flight. I swear, everyone was just in a pile of people just yelling, just waving pieces of paper in the air, like they had printed all their boarding passes on full sheets of printer paper, just waving in the air, and people were just yelling, Orlando! Orlando! Like they were trying to will the plane to go to Orlando. Someone was just passing a baby to the front of the line. Like, even if none of us get out, make sure she can see Orlando. I personally have never taken a Spirit Airlines flight. I've just never needed to get from, like, Nashville to Denver. But, I've also never really wanted to take a Spirit Airlines flight because there's something about a yellow plane that makes me nervous. Because normally yellow means like caution. And somehow with Spirit, I don't get the sense that it means like we're being cautious. It's more like, hey, other planes, take caution. This one doesn't really know what it's doing. Like you're going to look and like on one side it said Spirit, on the other side of the plane it says student pilot, you know, that kind of vibe. I was in the airport. I saw a fantastic, I saw a man walking through the airport. He was wearing a cut-off tank top t-shirt, perfect for a man in his 50s. Every time a man in his 50s, I'm always like, oh, show me this part. Just right here. I want to see this, man in your 50s. I bet it only gets better with time. Show me this part. He was wearing a cut-off tank top t-shirt, and the t-shirt said, USA, back-to-back World War champions. And honestly, I had just gotten back to America, and I saw that, and I was like, fuck yeah! We did it! No one goes back-to-back. And then this is how my brain works. I swear to God, my next thought was, you know how at the Super Bowl, how they don't know which team is going to win? So they have to make up shirts for both teams because they don't know. And then the losing team shirts they send to like starving children in Africa. I was like, are there children in Africa who have cut off tank top t-shirts that say, Germany! Back to back! Still too soon. Okay. I waited 7 years, but okay. Just wait till I get to my Korean War material. You guys are going to freak out. Here's a fun loophole. I don't know if you guys know this when you travel. There's no law that says that you can't dress like a pilot even though you're just going to fly on an airplane. Doesn't it seem like there should be a law against that? But there isn't. And there's two fun moments when you're dressed as a pilot and you just go to the airport. The first is when you're standing in regular security and you have no badges or anything. And everyone's looking at you and you have to be like, they don't trust me yet. But my favorite thing about going to the airport dressed as a pilot is once I get through security and I'm waiting for my flight, I just go to the bar and I just set up shop. I'm just like, keep those shots coming. Gotta steady the nerves. I'm gonna fly this Spirit flight today. I've been traveling a bunch now, which is so great after COVID when you couldn't travel. I was staying at a hotel recently, and I went back to my room, and it was late at night, and I kind of just like flopped on the bed with all my clothes on. And there might have been drinking involved, but I basically passed out with all my clothes on, fell on the bed, and I didn't notice that earlier that day, the maid had left a chocolate on the pillow. And somehow, when I flopped on the bed, the chocolate slid down the pillow and underneath the sheets. Sheets, which I then proceeded to lie on top of for the next, 4 hours. I woke up in the middle of the night. It was pitch black in the room. I had all my clothes on. I woke up. I was like, Colin, what are you doing? You got to get your life together. This can't keep happening. So in the middle of the night, in the darkness, I took off all my clothes and got underneath the sheets. Sheets, which, as we've established, had been preheated to 98.6 degrees. Then I went back to sleep. The next morning, broad daylight, all the light in the room. I wake up, I'm like, yeah, Colin, new day, new you. Then I pull back the sheets and look down, and I'm like, my God, Colin, what have you done? Not again. And thank God the chocolate wrapper was still mixed up in it, because I looked at it and I was like, I would have at least partially digested that. But then still a horrible conversation to have with a maid after the fact. To be like, it isn't what it looks like. You can't be like, no, taste it. It's not. I also had a great experience at a hotel where I checked into a hotel and I went to my room and I was running out to do a show, so my bag was in my room. And I walked past the front desk, and the woman at the front desk was like, "Oh, we're actually going to move you to a new room." And I was like, "Okay, great, but my bag's still in my old room." And she was like, "We'll move it to the new room, no problem." So I came back late that night, and I went to my new room, and my bag wasn't there. So I went down, and I was like, "Hey, my bag isn't in my new room." And she was like, "Oh, it's probably still in your old room." And I was like, "Oh, I'm glad we had that earlier conversation." And then she was like, "But your bag's in your old room. Here's a key. You can just go grab it." Yeah. So I go into my old room, and I walk up with the key, and I open the door with the just casual confidence of a man going to grab his bag. And I open the door, and she had checked in another couple after I left. It was a lesbian couple, and I knew they were lesbians because they were having sex on the bed. And I walked, and it was not a big hotel room, so I walked in like this, and I was here, and they were like here. And I walked in and I was like so bewildered by what I walked into. And I walked in and I was just kind of like, "What's up, team?" And I was like, "What's going on here?" And they were like, "Why are you in our room? How do you have a key?" And I was like, "I don't know. I'm very sorry." And one woman was almost amused, like, "How did this happen?" And I was like, "I'm sorry, I don't know. They just gave me a key. Also, are you looking for a third?" Because you never want to waste an opportunity in life, you know? Then the other woman was not amused. She was like, "What the fuck are you doing in our room? Get the hell out of here." And then it started dawning on her, and she was like, "Wait a second, are you from SNL?" And I was like, "Yes, hello, Pete Davidson, great to meet you, hi. Tell everyone I was here, hello." And then I was like, "Have you seen a bag?" And they were like, "Get the hell out of here." So I go down to the front desk, and I'm like, "Hey, we got a real fucking problem. You just sent me into a room where you had checked in another guy." And the woman at the front desk goes, "Sir, maybe try not being angry." And I was like, "Oh my God, you think I'm angry? I cannot wait to introduce you to a delightful lesbian couple. That's going to be down here in about 15 seconds. Also, I was like, "Where is my bag?" And I swear to God, she looked to her right, and she was like, "Oh, it's right here." I've been trying to drink less after those stories. I've been trying to drink less, but I don't really want to drink less. Is anyone else in that same boat? Like, we're trying to drink less, but we're just like sort of trying to say that we're trying to drink less. That's a great way to be. And I think like a lot of us, like we like drinking, but it's not a problem unless you talk to like your doctor. You ever have that conversation with your doctor where they're like, Colin, on average, already I'm like, oh no. They're like, on average, how many drinks would you say you have a week? And I don't think it's a great sign that my response is always, what does an average person say? I treat it like a negotiation where I'm like, why don't you tell me a number first? I'll pretend not to be shocked at how low that number sounds. Then I'll just like giggle and add 2 to that, and we can both go have a drink. My friend went to his doctor the other day, I swear to God, and his doctor was like, so on average, how many drinks would you say you have a week? And he was like, I don't know, 80? Just no hesitation, no shame at all. Just casual, like you probably get this a lot, 80. His doctor was like, you have 80 drinks a week? And I swear to God, he was like, oh, I thought you said weekend. We have some great rest of the show for you tonight. I will be back in a little bit. I just wanted to right now introduce someone very special. She also has a great name, not quite as good as Dick Miles, but who does? It's Richard Yards. No, I'm kidding. Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage our lead ambassador and managing partner of Edward Jones, Penny Pennington.
Colin, you forgot this. So, I'm 60 years old, and I still remember that my parents wouldn't let me watch Saturday Night Live when I was a teenager because, well, you know. And I still feel that way. It's like, Colin, that was amazing. I feel like I should call my mother and say, I just watched Saturday Night Live. Are you okay with this? Y'all, thank you so much for being together tonight. It is a very special night, and I've got to find my notes. Hang on. Yeah. So we go from that to why we're here. We're here to have a great time and to celebrate, but we're also here for something really serious. Let me share that story with you. Do you remember those words? All those who raised our hands, you have cancer. Or if they choose to put it a little more lightly, we found something. Hearing those words makes time stand still. I've often described it as a really surreal feeling. And I vividly remember the day that I heard that I had breast cancer. I heard those words. I was sitting at a middle school parent-teacher conference. My phone buzzed. I knew it was my doctor. I took my phone out into the stairwell. You know those stairwells in middle schools, right? They smell kind of funny. They echo around. And I sat on the steps and I answered the phone. And my doctor said, I don't know if now is the best time for us to talk about this. And I said, when would be a good time for us to talk about what you're about to tell me? For those of us diagnosed with cancer, that day becomes a time stamp in our lives, before cancer and after cancer. Tonight, we want to make sure that those terrifying words, you have cancer, we found something, are delivered less frequently. And when it is cancer, let's follow it up with what my dad said to me when I called my mom and dad. You're gonna be okay. The doctors said, we have a new treatment for that. So we can help make those possibilities happen tonight with our investment in pioneering research at Siteman Cancer Center. As managing partner at Edward Jones, having been with our remarkable organization for 23 years, investments, finance, and return on investment really resonate with me. Siteman is one of the most diversified cancer centers in the world. They impact all cancers to help more patients. And all of this innovation is funded by people like us who believe in sound investments. Thankfully, it has been 20 years since I first heard those words, you have cancer. I've experienced so many blessings since then on that journey. We did get through middle school, didn't we, Mike, with those two daughters? Now they're in their 30s, and I'm still here with them, watching them accomplish milestones in their lives. I've seen how these kind of treatments have become personalized, more personalized for each individual patient over the past years. The advances are incredible, and Siteman researchers have only just scratched the surface of what's possible. So let's help them. Let's help our friends and families. Let's create a ripple effect of hope tonight. And now it is my great pleasure to introduce a friend and an amazing physician and caregiver who's been leading and championing this fight as lead of Siteman Cancer Center for over 20 years, Dr. Tim Eberlein. Welcome, Tim.
It's a pleasure to see all of you here tonight and support this exciting work happening at Siteman Cancer Center. I want to begin the evening, however, with thanking Penny for her phenomenal leadership this year. She is a true champion of our Cancer Center and our community. And it's been an honor to be an ambassador with you, Penny. So thank you very, very much. It's also my pleasure to share with you tonight that Penny and Mike are making an extraordinary investment in our Cancer Center. Their gift to the Foundation for Barnes-Jewish Hospital will further innovative research in breast cancer and increase access to mammogram screenings while driving awareness and education throughout our community. And this is just the beginning. Over the next 4 years, they will continue their commitment, which will have an impact well beyond St. Louis. So on behalf of all of us at Siteman, Penny and Mike, thank you very much. Each year, the Illumination Gala raises vital support for the Cancer Frontier Fund at the Foundation for Barnes-Jewish Hospital. It directly benefits our physician scientists and our basic scientists at WashU Medicine and Siteman, and we're tremendously grateful to this foundation for the commitment that they have made over the past 2 decades. I'm proud to say Siteman has grown to be one of the world leaders in cancer research and cancer care. Our physician scientists are constantly looking for new therapies with less toxicity, but they need unrestricted seed money to make those new discoveries a reality. That's where all of you come in. Your support of the Cancer Frontier Fund allows our investigators to get an idea off the ground, gather critical data that they need to gain broader funding from the National Cancer Institute or other NIH funding agencies, and to bring these new treatments to our patients and in the process provide hope for each of them. Over the years, we've perfected a peer review mechanism to carefully invest your gifts in new personalized immune therapies, personalized cancer vaccines, new imaging agents and technologies, as well as ways to reduce both late-stage cancer and mortality in underserved communities. This past year, our new projects have included research focused on defining how triple-negative breast cancer grows and is leading us toward new treatment paradigms for that disease. We've developed new targeted treatments for leukemia, prostate cancer, lung cancer, and are changing the paradigm of care for head and neck cancers. As Penny mentioned, the investments you make have a significant impact. We've carefully invested in 124 separate projects, and we now see the biggest impact ever. For every $1 that you invest, Siteman physician scientists secure $12 of additional research funding from the NCI and the NIH. I think that also deserves a round of applause. When Siteman first launched more than 24 years ago, our goal was to become experts in every kind of cancer. As you'd imagine, that's a pretty heavy lift. Today, we are the experts in every kind of cancer. Each year at Siteman, our experts conduct groundbreaking clinical trials that reach every type of cancer. And these inform other researchers around the world. Very few places can match the research impact of our WashU medicine physicians at Siteman. I'm proud of our accomplishments, but it takes a partnership from generous donors just like you to make these advances happen. At Siteman, we're not here to just treat cancer. We're here to transform care and to provide hope. Right now, the 75,000 unique patients we care for each year are counting on us to accelerate the pace of discovery and to provide more cures. On behalf of our researchers, caregivers, staff, and all of our patients who hail from all 50 states, thank you for your generosity that will change the face of cancer. In our next video, we're going to hear firsthand from just a few of the people who have walked through our doors at Siteman and who have benefited from the dramatic research progress that all of you made happen. Let's take a look.
My PSA had been going up for about 2 years, and my primary care doctor didn't think it was much, but I should probably get it checked out. Well, I didn't. August of 22, my PSA had gone up another point or two. And so fast forward then until about October of 2022, I still was putting it off, still not doing anything about it. And my wife, Nancy, she got really angry. And so I thought, well, okay, I'd probably better at least just go get it checked out. Called Sam Biani, who I know well, and he said, come on in, we'll get you checked out. I had my biopsy, and the next day Sam called and said, you have stage 3 prostate cancer. I chose not to do surgery. I chose to do sort of a 3-part treatment process that involves brachytherapy, which is a seed implant. It involves hormone therapy for a number of months and then a 5-week period of receiving external beam radiation.
I was diagnosed at 47, a single mom of 4. I noticed some irregularities going to the bathroom. I had no pain. I was diagnosed with colorectal cancer. I went to see Dr. Stephen Hunt. He actually had to give me the bad news that it was stage 4. It had spread through my liver. I spent 6 months in chemo. I made a full recovery. Unfortunately, the cancer's come back in my lungs. There are a number of small nodes that seem to be too deep, and there are too many to do too much.
The first time I had cancer, my kids were in junior high. It was breast cancer. And I had quite a bit of radiation through that after a lumpectomy. Then I was cancer-free for almost 20 years. I had the beginning stages of liver disease, and through that, with mammogram, they discovered that I had cancer again. My liver disease had progressed very, very quickly, and I needed a liver transplant. I'm one of the very fortunate ones that got a very healthy liver. That was 2 years ago, and I'm doing just absolutely great.
My diagnosis happened a few months before the pandemic. So when I started chemo, the world was in a really difficult spot. This kind of diagnosis is terrifying, yes, but it's also very lonely. One thing that I would say to anyone that's diagnosed is don't give up. And a diagnosis is not death. I think especially here at Siteman, the brightest and the most compassionate people are working every day to make sure that's not the case.
Every day we're in awe of how talented the doctors were. They also knew kind of when just to take my hand and say, it's gonna be okay.
Day after the surgery. This is during COVID, so I can't be there. So I get a call from her cell phone, and it's Dr. Crippen. And he said, I'm sitting here holding Sheila's hand, and everything's going to be just fine. That's unbelievable. You left your building and went over to her building, and you're there.
Because you couldn't be.
Yep.
I found myself at Barnes Jewish West County, where I'm now president. I wasn't then. Waiting for my procedure and just everything about that, I was incredibly anxious. And it was a nurse named Leslie. She did not know I even worked at BJC. She just did so many things to make me feel comfortable and better, knowing that what I was going to have to go through was not going to be fun. And right before I was getting ready to get wheeled in for my procedure, and I actually started crying, just incredibly moved and grateful for the care I was receiving. And it was really one of the most moving events that I can recall in my lifetime, honestly.
My friends and supporters and the people that have boosted me up, you're the reason I'm here. Everyone at Siteman is supporting and caring, and it's so much more than a job. And I can tell that they feel that way. That makes me feel part of a family that does understand how scary things can be. Thank you for doing what you do every day.
I owe gratitude and thanks to so many people. It starts with our imaging techs. It starts with our laboratories, caregivers, my two guardian angels, Sam Bayani and Lannis Hall. Then it goes on to my family, because my wife, who, had she not pushed me, who knows what my outcome would have been. My dad's 77. He hadn't had a PSA done in about 10 or 12 years. And knowing what I had just gone through, he immediately went and got his checked. And he was diagnosed with prostate cancer as well. And he's doing great.
Cancer can definitely bring perspective to your life. The thankfulness, the beauty of the world, the relationships that you have, it makes you know what's important in life.
Our entire family has been impacted by cancer, and we desperately don't want our grandkids to have to go through the same thing. So we think it's really important for everybody to support and participate with Illumination for the Foundation for Barnes Jewish Hospital.
Please welcome back to the stage our lead ambassador, Penny Pennington.
The through line in that marvelous set of videos was great medicine, but also the fact that when you're in this fight, no one has to fight alone. So as I stand here tonight, I know that was true for me. I've shared a little of my cancer journey with you tonight, and I've been fortunate to have the unwavering support of my friends, my family, my Edward Jones colleagues through it all, including my clients when I was a financial advisor. And some of my strongest supporters were the people around me at Edward Jones who had been through this fight before, and that includes Dan and Sheila Tim. Dan and Sheila, would you join me, please? So you recognize Dan and Sheila from that video that you just saw. But they've also shared their story through the Foundation's Cancer Frontier video series over the last few months, and I'm sure some of you have seen that story. Dan is a dear friend and a retired Edward Jones colleague who was the rock for his wife, Sheila, as she faced cancer, not once, but twice. And they never fought alone. The Siteman team walked alongside them to lift them up and to provide the extraordinary care Sheila and then later their daughter and their daughter-in-law needed in their fight. Since then, Dan and Sheila have become passionate cancer research supporters. They have raised millions for Siteman through the Foundation's partner, Pedal the Cause, to ensure that no one ever fights alone. Their generosity continues as they've rallied support as champions for Illumination this year to help life-saving research move forward. So, what do you say we continue to rally that support tonight? Dan and Sheila, I hope that you will help me kick off our Fund to Cure. Dan?
This is a little scary. So thank you, Penny. It's a real honor to be up here with you, with her. Penny, your strength and your passion, your leadership is truly inspirational. Look at this room. So Sheila and I would like to first start off with a special call out and thank you to the video crew. They did an incredible job with those videos, especially given the extremely limited talent that they had to deal with. Penny mentioned my wife Sheila is a 2-time cancer survivor and a liver transplant recipient. She is certainly living proof that research works. We are incredibly grateful that our family has been treated and cared for by the Siteman Cancer Center. I purposefully call out cared for because you saw every person in that video talk about how the Siteman family cared for them, not just medically, but personally. And that absolutely does not happen everywhere. Sheila and I are pretty determined to try and make a difference in any way that we can. Trying to give back is our way of saying thank you, as well as doing something that'll help others.
I'm here tonight not only as a cancer survivor, but as a cancer thriver. That's a term that I have borrowed from Penny as she mentioned that to me many, many years ago, and I decided that it really works for me. I believe you can become a thriver by making a choice in your life, not just to survive, but to thrive. Thrivers have to be really purposeful about what they want their lives to stand for. I spent many days at the BJC hospital, and I walked the halls a lot just to keep my strength up. On the transplant floor, some of the wall decor is inspirational quotes, and one really stood out to me. I often stopped and read it on my way by. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing in service to others?" You don't have to be a cancer survivor to be a thriver in life. Choose to enjoy the journey of life rather than the race. So my friends, my question is, what are you going to do tonight? And I mean tonight, to help others.
So everyone here has likely been impacted by cancer. Many of you may have lost someone close to you, but may have been given some extended life and time with them due to some foundation-funded research and improved treatments. I've heard Tim Eberline say, "I've got the best job ever because I get to witness a miracle every day." Many of us also have been blessed to have witnessed the Siteman-aided miracle that saved the life of a friend or a loved one. So, that's what we are funding tonight. Innovative research that is focused on extending the quality of life and miracles that save lives. So, how about we all get ready to raise those paddles, put up those numbers early and often as we work to create a world without cancer. Yeah, you did just hear me say often. More on that in just a little bit. Penny?
Dan and Sheila, thank you so much. So now it's time to come together to kick cancer to the curb. Tonight, our combined gifts with the innovative work being done at Siteman will create ripples of hope for thousands of people each year. So, as Dan said, grab your paddle, find it now, and get ready for our Fun to Cure. Thank you so much, and please welcome back Graham Crow, our MC for the evening. Graham, come help us.
Thank you, Penny, and thank you, Dan and Sheila. I also want to acknowledge the other two people that you saw in the video and ask them to stand so we can thank them for their participation. So Catherine and Greg. Catherine over there, Greg over here. So as you've heard, this is now the Fun to Cure time. This is where, if you have not done so already at your table, your bid numbers and cards are in the folders on your table. If you can't find them, they were originally placed at what would be, if you're facing the stage or looking at the stage, 12 o'clock at each table. So everyone get out your own number. Please don't use someone else's. Although I have found over the years people are more generous when they're holding up someone else's card. But make sure you have yours with your name. And do me one favor right now to make sure that you have them and you know how to use them. Everyone hold up your bid card right now, your paddle. I promise you this does not cost you a penny. So this is the only time I'll say that all night. But hold them up. Hold them up so we can see them. We do this for one main reason. Yes, this is the photo op. Okay, so we will, with permission, we will get you, oh, there's a good-looking group there. Get you up on social media soon. Okay, and for those at home watching, you can also take part tonight. There is on your screen the Give Now button. And so you can press that at any time that you would like, as we do. So here is how this works. Everyone in this room, as you've heard tonight, has been impacted directly or indirectly by cancer. So this is our time to come together. In fact, we're going to come together, and I'm going to come down where you are. Because we're going to, in the next 5 to 10 minutes, raise as much money as we can for this cause. As was mentioned, it is legal to raise your card at more than one level. It is legal in this state. In fact, it's highly encouraged. But let's get off to a good start. And I've got good news for you. And that is because an anonymous donor who could not be with us tonight has said that he or she would like to get things kicked off with a donation of $100,000. So I've got one question. Is there anyone in this room that would be willing and able to match the $100,000 or perhaps a donation larger than that? You never know unless you ask. So anyone willing? Yes. Number 243 for $100,000. Thank you. 323 for $100,000. If you have ever dreamed of having a raucous ovation for you in the Ritz-Carlton, you now know how to make that happen. So anybody else at the $100,000 level or higher? Anybody else? Can we hear it for our two in-person donors and our anonymous donor? Okay, it's now teamwork from here on. Here we go. The next level is $50,000. If you can make a difference with a donation of $50,000, hold up your card. 309 for $50,000. Thank you. Who else would like to join in at the $50,000 level? Anybody else? Okay, one more time for our donor at that level. At the $25,000, Mary and Jim Mosbacher, here at table number 4, would like to get us started. 137. Who else at $25,000? 311 for $25,000. 158, thank you. 241. 338, these are all $25,000. 131, thank you very much. 227, thank you. 385, thank you very much for $25,000. Who else? Anybody else want to jump on board? We had 8. There's $200,000 at that level alone. Thank you. At the $10,000 level, Pat Whitaker and the oft-mentioned Dick Miles would like to get us started at table 16. There we go. 256, thank you. 255, 345, 346, and 266. Thank you. These are all $10,000, and applause helps every one of them. 175, 180, 186, 179, 166. Thank you. 251, 422, 322, 320, 327 for $10,000. 314, 235, 232, 141, 144. It's getting too quiet in here. 139, 121, 135, 148, 215. These are all $10,000. 220, 301, 303, 293, 286. Thank you. 210, 211, 375, 115. I'm pretty sure I already called you out, so if we didn't get 293, only do it one time, but I think I said that. So, is there anybody else at $10,000? Anybody else? The reason I ask, if we can get one more, we would have $350,000 at this level. So, we're happy right now. We've got 34, but if we get one more, I'm an even numbers nerd. And 35. There we go. 294. Thank you very much. At the $5,000 level, at table 27, the Gallup Family Foundation is going to get us started on this level. 366. Thank you very much. Okay, for $5,000, we'll start on this side of the room right now. 126, 204, 207, 201, and 118. Thank you. 285, 133, 208, 297, 217. Thank you. 214, 304, 376, 381, 377. These are all $5,000. 395, 389, 387, 404, 399. Thank you. 222, 225, 418, 331, 420. We still have lots of cards up in the air. Applaud for this side of the room now. 228, 328, 151, 154, 241. Thank you. 102, 162, 343, 446, 534. Donating from the bar. I like that style. 445, 361, 258, 159, all at 5,000. There we go, 112, also for $5,000. Is there anybody else? 170, also for $5,000. Is there anyone that I missed? Anybody else at $5,000? We had 41 at that level. That's over 200,000 at that level alone. Let's hear it for all of those donors. Next level is $2,500. If you can make a difference with a donation of $2,500, it adds up very quickly. Who would like to get us started at the $2,500 level? 254 says, I'll get things started. Thank you. 246, 363, 263. Thank you. 250, 265, 360, 259. Thank you. 171, 182, 184, 541. These people deserve your applause as well. 426, 427, 236, 310. Thank you. 300, 289, 291, 113. Thank you. 409, 443, 258. You betcha. Who else at $2,500? Anybody else at 25? We're at that point where I've got to mention, if we get one more, we have an even $60,000 at this level. So right now, we're at 57.5. That's not bad. But one more, possibly. Let's hear it for, oh, there we go, 458. Thank you very much. $60,000. Let's hear it for those donors. Our next level is $1,000. Okay. Now, you mentioned something earlier, and you said you wanted to add something.
I mentioned something about early and often. Early, you just demonstrated remarkable ability. Awesome. Often would be, we're willing, Sheila and I, to match every $1,000 donor. So those of you that haven't jumped in yet, please do. Those that want to get in our pocket for another $1,000, Norm.
Not to mention any names.
Jim. Others, you know who you are. Anyway, have fun, go for it, let's make a difference.
So you heard that. They will match every $1,000 donation, match for match. Okay, this is going to be fun. You couldn't wait to raise that, could you? $1,000, hold them up, they're going to be doubled. Look at this. 131, 135, 137, 139, 140. There's 5. 127, 123, 191, 278, 281. There's 10. 203, 284, 283, 287, 292. Thank you. 199, 286, 380, 376, 385. These are all $1,000 that will be doubled. 297, 211, 210, 377, 215. We're at 25 so far. 213, 309, 390, 394, 313. Let's bring up that applause level a little bit. 325, 415, 148, 144, 145, 150. This whole table is coming after you. 141, 235, 232, 225, 417, thank you. 410, 322, 331, 413, 423, thank you. 230, 425, 242, 243, 158. That's 50 so far. Here we go. 151, 154, 152, 328, 239, thank you. 346, 241, 431, 338, 526. Then we're up to 60. 343, 440, 538, 531, 447, thank you. 348, 448, 451, 450, 455 for 1,000, thank you. 456, 358, 173, 167, 180. That's 75 so far. 439. Where will we stop? Everyone is double. 101. Thank you. That's 77. Who else would like to jump in and help find a cure for cancer? 371 says I'm on board for that. 78. Who else? $1,000. 242. There's 79. Anybody? 243. We're at 80. We're about halfway there right now. Anybody else at $1,000? He wants to do 20.
Norm, you've been a great friend and a great supporter of all kinds of my crazy ideas. So you got it, dude.
And that bid number 338, in effect, at the $1,000 level, we raised $100,000 in the room, plus $100,000, $200,000. Everybody give everybody a round of applause. Wow, wow, wow. You may not have seen, Sheila was giving one of those polite applauses. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dan. Okay. We want to make sure that everyone has a chance to take part. By the way, if you're watching at home, donate now. Click the $1,000 level. He's not going to know. Go ahead. Our final level that we're going to ask tonight is the $500 level. If you can make a difference with a donation of $500, hold up your bid card right now. As we've said, it adds up very quickly and every donation is meaningful. Thank you. 492 500 433 530 354. Thank you very much. 192 482 484 327 and 530 for $500. Anybody else at $500? Let's thank those 10 donors. Thank you very much for that. Now, if you would care to donate any amount at all, either greater than, less than, or anywhere in between, on the back of your bid card is a form that you can fill out. Simply give that to someone from the foundation staff when you check out. Again, online, you can donate at any time, any amount on the Donate Now button. Okay. So, we can't wait to see what the final total is for this tonight. And we're all going to learn in about 10 to 15 minutes. So please be sure and stick around for that. But right now, please welcome back for one last time to the stage tonight's host, Colin Jost.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Graham. What a great job. Give a round of applause, please. And where is Dick Miles right now? I just want to. Great work. And I just want to say that in light of everyone's generosity and in light of your generosity tonight, I would like to match Dick Miles, which I know sounds like the setup for another joke. I would like to match your donation tonight and donate $10,000 to this great organization. However, I will only do it if the donation can be in the name of Dick Miles. Doesn't that seem fair? Doesn't that seem fair? Thank you very much. I wanted to do something a little different at the end of the show, if it's okay with you guys. We're on strike. I'm a writer at SNL. I've been a writer there for a while. And I wanted to share with you guys, if it's okay, some ideas for some sketches that they haven't let me do on the show. Is that all right with you guys? Okay. All right. Keep in mind, you just gave your consent. So, yes, I'm going to do it. And sometimes I work on, I'll have an idea and I try it for years and years and I finally get it on. Like I finally got one on. It was a sketch. It was a game show that was set inside of a CVS. And it was called Who Works Here? Contestants had to buzz in and try to figure out who the fuck works here. Is that an employee? Is that a drifter in a red vest? We don't know. And I finally got one on. It was a commercial parody for non-drowsy heroin. So if you're like, I really want to take heroin, but I've got a lot of errands to do, it was called Heroin AM. It was from the makers of Cocaine PM. But that's for the after party, guys. I tried writing one this year during the award show seasons, you know, like Golden Globes, Oscars. You know when someone wins, there's that voiceover that's like, this is their third nomination and first win. I tried doing that, but it would just tell you what outstanding sexual harassment claims were against them. Where they were like, this is his third misconduct, but first assault, you know, whatever that would be. There was a story one year, I don't know if you remember, there was a story like in Cleveland, I think. It was like a guy they found out had been keeping like 17 people chained up in his basement. Remember that? And someone escaped. Naturally, I was like, I have to do something with that. So Natalie Portman was hosting, and I pitched her an idea where she would be the real estate agent that had to sell the home after that. Who had to be like, she had to be like, now I know this basement looks cramped, but it can comfortably fit 17. I had an idea for an all-male strip club for terrorists, and it was called Suspicious Package. Thank you. Kevin Hart hosted our Christmas show, and I pitched Kevin Hart an idea where he would be a guy who goes down Santa's chimney at the North Pole, and he'd crawl out, and Santa would be like, what are you doing? And he'd be like, yeah, it's weird, right? I tried writing a a weird combination character for Keenan at our show. Combined 2 people in one character. The character was called Steve Harvey Weinstein. And his catchphrase was, "Show me ejaculating in a plant." All right, I think I found the line and crossed it. Hello, St. Louis. Do you guys know that, 23andMe, Ancestry.com, those ones? I tried writing a commercial. It was like 23andMe for dogs, which, they have, right? You can do the ancestry of a dog. My version, you would get the DNA from your dog and you would send it in, and they would send you back a piece of paper that said, "It's a fucking dog." What more do you want to know about this situation? You're not going to be like, "Oh, it's Italian." It's just a dog. It's just a dog, and like all of us, it's somehow 3% Ashkenazi. We don't know why. Have you guys seen, Michael Che and I tried writing a sketch together. Have you guys seen ads on TV for single packs of Viagra? Did you guys see these? No one watches golf? We kept seeing ads. There were single packs of Viagra, and it was like a couple was going on vacation, and the husband tried to slip one single pack of Viagra into the travel bag. I don't really know what was happening. He was like, "Honey, I want to have sex, but I don't want to carry the whole bottle." I don't know what the... Or she was on vacation like, "Honey, you got one shot." I don't know what the origin of it was. But Che and we tried writing a sketch that was called Half Packs of Viagra. And it's if you didn't even want to have sex, you just wanted to make it look a little bigger. Like if you had somewhere, you were going to a doctor's appointment, and you wanted to show off a little bit. Or you were going to like a stadium urinal, and you're like, there might be peeking, who knows? Or you're in an appointment with like your tailor, and you wanted him to be like, "Oh, hey, molto bene," or whatever. We called it Viagra al dente. And finally, Elton John hosted our show, and I pitched Elton John an idea where he would be Weird Al. So he would be like Weird Al, but he would do parodies of his own songs. So the first one was, "I remember when The Rock was young, before he was Dwayne Johnson." But my favorite one, the favorite parody that I pitched him of this was, "Don't let your sun go down on me." Thank you guys very much. You guys were such a great crowd. I really appreciate it. Thank you for all your generosity tonight. We raised so much money tonight. You guys donated so much money tonight, and that is why I would like to now announce our final tally for tonight, and I would like to invite Penny back on stage. No. You don't want to be back on stage. Who is going to announce the tally? Someone else? Am I going to announce it? You don't want to announce it. Does someone else want to announce it? Do we already know it? Are we going to get Dick Miles up here or what? Is that what's happening? Is that what the universe is telling us? We need more time? Ladies and gentlemen, from the weirdest Beatles song, Dick Miles and Penny Pennington. Oh, great. I believe the tally's being still tabulated by the Ernst & Young accountants are going through it, combing through every last number. pretty soon I might just do ballpark figure, you know? Oh my God, is this the final? Oh my God, here we go. Now the number is being brought onto the stage. This is my best attempt at this is like golf announcing. By the way, thank you guys for your being such good sports. One more round of applause for Jake and for Jenny. And I'll hand it over to Penny for the big announcement.
Okay, we didn't choreograph this. And Dick, I'm never going to be able to say your name again without laughing. Pat, I'm sorry. Friends, tonight we have raised $3,342,918.
And 71 cents.
I don't know where the 71 cents came from. $3.3 million to fund hope. Thanks, y'all. Y'all, it's been a great night. Thank you so much for your generosity for this investment. Mark your calendars for next year's Illumination Gala, June 1st, 2024. And I am thrilled to announce that Julie and Rusty Keeley will be lead ambassadors for the 2024 Illumination. Enjoy the continued celebration. Have a safe drive home tonight. Thank you, everybody.